पार्टनरशिप्स बहुत ही अहम हैं, बहुत ज़रूरी हैं और वो इस काम को बहुत आगे बढ़ा पाएंगी। और मैं कहना भूल गया था उस समय कि ऑलरेडी आपके इस पार्टनरशिप में, इस नेटवर्क में WUS के 400, 600 या 400 इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, बिजनेसेस हैं और 45 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं। तो एक बड़ा अच्छा नेटवर्क आपने बना लिया है। और ये जो प्लेटफॉर्म आप बना रहे हैं, जिसमें कि एम्प्लॉयर्स और वर्कर्स और उनको जो ट्रेनिंग देने वाले वो सब एक साथ आ जाएंगे, इससे बहुत ही मेरे ख्याल में एक नई एनर्जी, नई ऊर्जा प्राप्त होगी। और मैं ये बस कहना चाहता था कि मुझे अभी किसी ने बताया, कोई ट्रेड यूनियन वालों ने, कि 83% हमारे वर्कर्स अनट्रेन्ड हैं, अनस्किल्ड हैं। और ये बहुत बड़ी फिगर है। जो लोग आ रहे हैं वर्क फोर्स में, उनकी तो ट्रेनिंग हो जाती है, मगर जो लोग ऑलरेडी हैं उनकी अपस्किलिंग नहीं हो पा रही है। तो ये बहुत ही बड़ा काम है, बहुत ज़रूरी काम है। इसलिए इतनी बड़ी तादाद में इसको सिर्फ हम लोग नई टेक्नोलॉजी, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस और ML वगैरह से इन्हीं से कर पाएंगे। तो मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि आप एक बहुत बड़ा गैप फिल कर रहे हैं और मैं आपको अपनी बहुत शुभकामनाएं देना चाहता हूं। और मैं फिर से एक बार और बस ये दोहरा दूं कि अप्रेंटिसशिप पे खास नज़र रखिएगा, क्योंकि उसी से काम आगे बढ़ेगा। वरना हम लोग जो है वो डिमांड और सप्लाई का गैप, उसको मैच करने में हमें दिक्कत होगी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका और बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। थैंक यू सो मच।
We will begin our panel discussion. Our eminent panelists are Mr. Nikhil Agarwal, Dr. Ankush Sharma, and Mr. Jaideep Keval Ramani, and we are having Mr. Prasoon. Mr. Nikhil Agarwal, let me introduce our panelists. Mr. Nikhil Agarwal holds twin charge of CEO First, which is Foundation for Innovation and Research in Science and Technology, and is also responsible for CEO of AIID, Artificial Intelligence and Innovation Driven Entrepreneurship Center at IIT Kanpur. Mr. Jaideep has over 24 years of experience in leading and developing businesses across technology, outsourcing, digital, and AI. At TeamLease Edtech, he is responsible for the employability business and overall business operations. And we're also having Mr. Prasoon Sharma with us, who is the founder of Workers Union Support, which is working to improve digital as well as financial inclusion of workers. So as we all know, degree apprenticeships are a great way to upskill of workforce. Employees gain from greater productivity and improved competitiveness, whilst students benefit from increased skills and enhanced employability. TeamLease Edtech and Workers Union Support is coming together with a great initiative for the dependents of the Workers Union who aspire to pursue higher education. As part of this program, student can enroll for online degree courses in one of the top universities, which is listed out, while they work in a reputed MNCs and earn a fixed monthly stipend, gaining valuable industry experience while they financially support their education and family. So here, I would like to, ask all of you a question. Education is considered the holy grail of economic success. How do you think this kind of a strategic partnership will help the students or the children from these workers who wish to pursue higher education? Who wants to go first?
We'll start with Dr. Nikhil.
Yeah.
Yes. Dr. Nikhil, please.
Namaskar. Always pleasure to see Jaideep, Prasoon, close friends, and of course now the great partners. तो जैसे राजीव जी ने ट्रेंड शुरू किया हिंदी बोलने का, तो मैं भी कोशिश करूंगा हिंदी बोलने की। आज हमारे साथ बहुत सारे वर्कर्स और उनके परिवार जुड़े हुए हैं अलग अलग भारत के प्रदेशों से। तो पहला, जैसे राजीव जी ने बोला, 3-4 बातें बोली इन्होंने कि जो 83% वर्कर्स हैं वो उनके परिवारों और उनके जो लोग काम करते हैं उनको स्किलिंग नहीं हो पाती। अपस्किलिंग का तो कोई सवाल ही नहीं उठता, क्योंकि ऑन द जॉब ट्रेनिंग ज्यादा होती है। अगर आप भारत सरकार की अपनी नीति आयोग की अपना स्टैटिस्टिक्स देखें तो करीब 500 मिलियन लोग को स्किल की जरूरत है। ये स्किल इंडिया की अपनी स्टैटिस्टिक्स है और ये बात कई सालों से बोली जा रही है। जयदीप को भी याद होगा कि जो इंजीनियरिंग ग्रेजुएट्स हैं, अपने ITI ग्रेजुएट्स हैं, वो करीब 87% ग्रेजुएट्स अनएम्प्लॉयबल हैं, उनको कंपनियां लेनी नहीं चाहती। उसका सबसे बड़ा कारण क्या है कि जो हमारे यहाँ पढ़ाई कराई जाती है अभी भी वो बहुत ज्यादा किताबी पढ़ाई है, और उस किताबी पढ़ाई को बदलाव लाने के लिए अप्रेंटिसशिप और अपस्किलिंग की जरूरत है। अभी तक क्या होता था कि मुझे अच्छे से याद है जब इन्फोसिस सन 2000 के आसपास चमकनी शुरू हुई 1990 के दशक में, 2000 के दशक में, तो बोला जाता था कि भारत का सबसे बड़ा इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज आईआईटी नहीं है या फिर बीएचयू नहीं है या बाकी इंस्टीट्यूशन नहीं है, बल्कि सबसे बड़ा इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज इन्फोसिस का मैसूर फैसिलिटी है, जहां पर सबसे बड़ी ट्रेनिंग की जाती है। करीब वहां 1-1.5 लाख लोगों को ट्रेनिंग दी जाती थी और सबसे ज्यादा बच्चे वहां जाके सीखते थे। उसका कारण क्या था? क्योंकि हैंड्स ऑन ट्रेनिंग दी जाती थी और हैंड्स ऑन बात की जाती थी। तो ये बहुत जरूरी है समझना। राजीव जी ने उदाहरण दिया जर्मनी का, जहां पर अप्रेंटिसशिप मस्ट है, जिसको सैंडविच प्रोग्राम बोला जाता है। मैं अभी 2-3 दिन पहले जापान से लौट के आया और वहां देखा कि 2-2.5 साल बाद इस बार बाहर जाने का मौका लगा। पहले काफी ज्यादा जाना होता था, लेकिन अभी मौका नहीं लगा। पर जापान जाके मुझे मैं 3-4 बड़ी कंपनियों में विजिट किया, फुजित्सु में विजिट किया, निपॉन में विजिट किया, और वहां देखा कि किस तरीके से अपने सीनियर एग्जीक्यूटिव्स को मौका दिया जा रहा है ट्रेनिंग करने का। हमारे वहाँ के कोलैबोरेटर हैं, उनको बोला गया कि उनको करीब 15 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है, बोला गया कि 15 साल आपको हो गए, अब आपको 1 साल के लिए छुट्टी दी जा रही है, तनख्वाह दी जा रही है, और आप जाके डेनमार्क में जाके इस डिजाइन इंस्टीट्यूट के अंदर आप ट्रेनिंग करिए, आप सीखिए। ये मतलब एक कमाल की बात है। यहाँ भारत के अंदर 15 साल का एक्सपीरियंस वाला सोचेगा कि मैं छुट्टी लेके पढ़ाई करने क्यों जाऊं, मैं जाके एक अच्छी नौकरी ढूंढता हूँ। पर वहां जापान के अंदर इतना सीनियर होने के बावजूद भी वो 1 साल की छुट्टी लेकर और तनख्वाह लेकर अपनी वहां पढ़ने के लिए जा रहे हैं। तो ये बहुत जरूरी है कि हर तबके में, हर लेवल पर, ना तो सिर्फ निचले लेवल पर, बल्कि आप जब जीवन में आगे ग्रो करेंगे तब भी आपको अप्रेंटिसशिप की और कंटिन्यूस ट्रेनिंग की जरूरत है। तो बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं टीम लीज और WUS के लिए, और आईआईटी कानपुर की शुभकामनाएं, और आईआईटी कानपुर की टेक्नोलॉजी और लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े रहेंगे WUS के साथ, और इसको आगे बढ़ाने में जो भी मदद हो सकेगी हम हर संभव कोशिश करेंगे।
धन्यवाद निखिल जी।
Thank you so much, Nikhil. You have shared wonderful experiences of different countries. And of course, we wanted to hear more about the apprenticeship models which the countries are running. Thank you so much for your inputs. So over to you, Jaideep. Can you please share your views on the same question?
Sure, Jayashree, thank you. And first of all, a very good afternoon to everyone and happy Labor Day. At the end of the day, we are all putting in some sort of labor, whether it is intellectual or physical. And I think this partnership will help in many ways with the ecosystem that TeamLease has built, and we built it with a specific purpose. If you look at some statistics that are available, with every additional year of education, the income potential increases by 20%. What is most important for the youth of this country is to not only be employed, but to be gainfully employed with the possibility of helping their families improve their economic status. This partnership will enable higher education opportunities for this working class members and help their generation to break through the current orbit that they are in and achieve a lot of economic success through higher education in the careers of their choice. While their apprenticeship could be in areas that they understand, but through education and the 3 years of apprenticeship that they will acquire, they can claim better opportunities within the same companies or the industries and break through the barriers of physical labor and enter into the white collar stream. So I believe this is the single unifying objective of this partnership. Of course, there are apprenticeship of various varieties, but we believe that this set of people will be extremely benefited through the degree apprentice programs that we are building. Thanks, Jayashree.
Thank you so much, Jaideep. Prasun, would you like to share your thoughts?
Yeah, I think post-COVID, we are seeing there's a lot of increase in inequalities in our society, and I am being from a trade union family. I have seen the sufferings this community is going through. So enabling either their kid or one of the member to earn, it's like a multifold impact, not only in their family itself, to the society also. They will earn and then they will learn also. It will create that impact which is on national, international level we are seeking for, whether to make India $5 trillion economy or making India like #1 innovation center. So I have seen myself being in this community for almost 25 years. They have very good talents, but they are not, well polished or recognized. And then because of their daily or routine needs, they just gave up their, dreams or, kind of passion they have. So that's why we started this. And today also, if you see, in our physical event, we have attendance of around 500 plus workers. And now you can multiply this into by 4 with their family members. And just till now, what I've got from my team, that there was an interest of it. There were a lot of queries. So hopefully, if we can resolve their queries, get them on board, so it will be not only good for WUS and TeamLease, for these families also. And we look forward for further such kind of small meetings. We are planning that in coming month, we can have at least one meeting, such meeting in a week. And I'll share the schedule soon. And we are planning that at least we can touch around 30,000 workers or their families in next 3 months.
Thank you, Prasoon. Dr. Nikhil, I wanted to go in first. So I'm having a question for you. You have worked across both the academy and corporate over the years. We would like to hear from you about the linkages have matured over the years and how this partnership will help.
So, so first let us understand that why academia exists and why corporate also support academia. So academia exists to service corporate. Ultimately, whatever we are teaching in academia, and I'm talking about the academic perspective. Today, I work for an academic institution. So the things that we teach, whether in artificial intelligence or whether it's plumbing or whether it's engineering, whatever we teach, there has to be a market for it. If there is no market, there is no course. So the institutions which have done extremely well, whether it's IIT Kanpur or whether it's other institutions, because they are more attached with corporate in understanding the requirements, whatever is there for the corporate, and accordingly tweaking their curriculum more closely what the corporate needs. So certainly there is a greater need for it. Now, going forward in the last few years, what we have understood even more that I remember when I was growing up, so there used to be one training in engineering institute or management institute, which says, okay, you have to do 2 months of summer training or 2 months of project work. That was more of an eyewash that you can write whatever you want. But today in the engineering colleges, every year there is a compulsory training and the students are encouraged to take up live projects, and the students wants that. In fact, the employer also prefer the students who have experience of live projects and working on different kind of problem statements. So the another thing from the corporate perspective, it's a duty of the corporate to continuously feed their requirement to the academia. Now the technology is changing so much. Today, whatever we see, like I have given an example of plumbing. So today, the way the plumbing was done 20 years back, the plumbing is not done today in the same way. The houses are not made in the same way. The place where we live and you guys live, Hyderabad, Bombay, Noida, there are 100-story buildings which are building up. So it is not that now you will need similar technologies to build up the house the way you have used 50 years back, because the whole technology, whole methodology have changed. You require new ideas, you require new inputs. So the civil engineering, whatever is being taught today, certainly cannot be completed on the same fundamental of 20 years back. So my request from corporate is to bring out more technological changes which is happening so that the institutions can adopt it. Again, I will reiterate that these kind of internships will give more insights to the student what is going on in the industry. Otherwise, it is absolutely impossible to know what is going on in the industry, and we will keep on teaching and we will keep on doing whatever we are doing forever. So it's important to have this kind of relationship between academia and corporate.
Thank you, Nikhil. I think, as you rightly said, most academicians or educational institutions and industry frontliners are on the same page when it comes to collaboration. The benefits are numerous via the enhancement of research, innovation through joint research projects, delivery of innovative commercial products, improvements in teaching, learning, and enrichment of students' knowledge and their employability, as well as providing new streams of funding to tertiary institutions. So my next question is for Jaideep. Jaideep, TeamLease has created a wonderful ecosystem to bring universities and corporates together in terms of degree apprenticeships. How will this ecosystem benefits the worker community?
So, Jashri, thank you so much. See, this ecosystem is designed to predominantly bring together all elements that will impact the student or the apprenticeship seeker. It's very simple, but very powerful. What we are doing is creating a match of universities who offer a variety of programs. And these are all degree programs which follow the new NEP. And they are available in domains and industries which are in demand. So the retail sector is booming. So we've got universities who offer BBA in retail. The automotive industry is booming. We've got BSc in automotive mechatronics. And all of these programs have been designed and adopted by the universities in line with the recommendations of the Sector Skills Council. So it is not designed in isolation. I think Nikhil was mentioning that academia exists to serve the industry. So these universities have actually heard what the industries want, adopted the curriculum that the industries have prescribed, of course, made the tuning and changes according to the academic delivery of it. So that's one side of the ecosystem. The second side of the ecosystem is corporates. Corporates are increasingly ready to onboard talent early on to kind of create a pipeline that will help them grow. We are a growing economy. All good businesses are growing within that, and therefore talent is absolutely essential for these businesses to grow. What better to get them in as apprentices while they learn the trade and the craft and also acquire their theoretical knowledge by aligning with a university. And in these 3 years, by aligning themselves with both of these players at the same time, it's going to create a very enriching experience for the student. By the way, the whole program has integrated feedback from the corporates going to the university. So it's not that the university and the corporate are working in isolation. There is a regular exchange of information between the two. So there is a holistic profile development of the student. So that's one big advantage. Second, like we spoke earlier, it creates an opportunity to earn while you learn. So it's a net positive impact for the students. And by the way, this is not just for fresh students. Someone who's been already present in the workforce and is now seeking to enhance their employability by acquiring a degree can also come into this. Of course, the laws of apprenticeship may vary, but there are other options available for the people in the workforce to kind of acquire degrees while they are working.
Thank you, Jaideep. As you rightly mentioned, both universities, businesses, and as well as I also wanted to include the government do lots of things for, developing the degree apprenticeship programs. And according to me, I feel universities need to understand what the demand for degree apprenticeships looks like, and employers must, understand what kind of a needs they want, while universities must be confident that they can meet such needs. Okay, thank you so much, Jaideep, for sharing your thoughts. Prasoon, I wanted to ask you, you have worked very closely with the workers. What is their perspective on higher education? As part of this strategic partnership, how much very sure you are in providing or meeting the objectives set for this program?
So in terms of knowing them, yes, I know them, on daily basis we are interacting. In terms of how sure we are, I think we are pretty much sure, not only for India, we want to expand it globally. Specifically after India, I want to focus on Bangladesh and Indonesia, because they together in APAC, there are 200 million worker base. And if you see India having 500 million workers working for them, but India as a nation doesn't have a national database for labor. So Indian government is working for that. But we are going a step ahead, like we are creating a community and we are giving the services which they need. And I want to take this model to other parts also. Bangladesh doesn't have some similar kind of database or communities. Indonesia doesn't have that, and other APAC region doesn't have that. So in total, if you go with the ILO statistics, there are around 3.3 billion workforce globally in India working in industries. So all of them, either they require upskilling, skilling, or some kind of sensitizing them with the new technology. So I think we have a very long way to go, and there is a huge demand for this. And we are just starting, I would say, pioneering initiative. If it's work in India, definitely we can multifoldly grow this and take it to other regions as well.
Thank you, Prasoon. So, as we all aware, India is expected to add 7 crore individuals to its labor force by 2023, 21% addition to the existing base of 33 crore. Given this rapidly increasing workforce, creation of employment opportunities and skill development is vital for the Indian economy. This is especially important because India faces a massive skill development gap. We have seen that only 4.69% of India's current workforce is formally skilled. So according to you all, what is your thought on filling this skill gap as part of degree apprenticeships? Anybody can respond to this question. This is a general question.
Prasoon, you want to go first?
Yeah, I would say we can address this by being frugal and physical, like physical plus digital, to address this community. And the key to success again for this kind of project is how we implement this. So I think that these are the key features I could highlight for particular these questions. And over to you, JD.
Right. Thanks, Prasoon. So, I mean, it's very simple. We just need to ensure that we are bringing the ecosystem together, not in a plain vanilla way. We actually take the efforts to match the right talent with the right programs with the right industry. We need to add a layer of intelligent counseling. And if we do this, then we've kind of created a positive impetus right at the beginning. Unlike the good old traditional days where you had to select a stream of your choice based on the percentage you got, I mean, those barriers no longer exist. This is the age of specialization. So someone who may not be academically brilliant in a range of subjects could be very good in 1 or 2 particular subjects. And they can pick their specialization. We can help them map the right kind of specializations, and therefore they can shine in the area of their choice and grow within that industry very, very quickly. So I think this will be a good success factor.
Dr. Nikhil?
You're on mute. Nikhil ji.
Sorry. Phygital, I agree what the Prasoon and Jaideep has said. Phygital is the next way to teach and grasp the content. Thanks to COVID, now adaptability of the online medium is there. I remember around 2005, the first time I was introduced to Blackboard, and I was teaching one course in American University. And it was quite funny at that time to understand that how you can do an MBA online. And I have not met those students ever, because everything was happening online. There were some courses were recorded. There was like everything was submitted online. 15 years hence, due to the pandemic, now it has been adapted. It is understood. In engineering colleges, the classes are done online. In medical school, classes are done online. Of course, in school and colleges, the classes are done online, and everybody is okay with it. Now, however, there is a requirement for it, because we will need an hardware device, and we will require content which is understood by people. Given there are two issues with it, and certainly both Prasoon and Jaideep have to find an answer, maybe with Niti Aayog and MIT. The first issue comes here is the availability of hardware device. The cost of hardware is still around 30,000 to 50,000 rupees. Certainly the cheap phone will not work with this kind of training. And second is the content availability, because English and Hindi content is ample amount of content. However, the content is which is in at least in acceptable Indian languages. There are 27 official languages, 16 are more spoken. So 16 to 27 languages, the content should be available. Bangladesh, for example, Prasoon has said, Indonesia it has said. So the real challenge they will face there is that how do you produce the content which is understood and applicable in these languages. So where we use technology, where we can use artificial intelligence, I know there are certain startups which are working on converting the one language content to another without losing the context. And I'm sure some of you will understand what I'm talking about, because once you speak in one language, you completely lose the context. And if you translate using the Google Translate or any of the simple translators, you require to understand the context. Just to bring to both of your notice, in fact, you can tie up with, there is a new tablet, which is Indian tablet, which has been launched. It is called Akash Ganga. Prasoon, you must have been aware about it. Recently, Ajay Chaudhary and Satya Gupta, they have launched this organization called EPIC, EPIC, and under which they have launched this tablet called Akash Ganga. It is phenomenally accurate. Whatever they were speaking in Hindi, English, and this not even like it was able to translate in Hindi with quite great detail. I would say many of the top-notch industrialists were sitting there, and everybody was surprised to see the level of clarity and context pickup which the app has done. So it is tablet called Akash Ganga, something similar. Like when you're going phygital way, you have to tie with more Indianized hardware and software providers than going for a regular OEMs. So that's my take.
Thank you so much, Nikhil, for touching upon the fundamentals, and you have expressed your views with regard to this. See, we have seen the ample amount of reforms in the Indian skill development system in proceeding at a rapid pace, with significant change planned out and underway in many key areas to make the supply of skills more responsive to the growing demand of the Indian economy. So my question is for Mr. Jaideep. So what next? How much, like, what is, like, how much you wanted to reach in terms of degree, which you wanted to extend to the students from this segment?
As in the quantum of students that we want to tap?
Yes.
Oh, our sky's the limit. We would like to aim for 10 million students. Of course, this is but we want to get into a model by which we use the right digital channels to reach out to the maximum number of students or people who are working, who are looking for acquiring formal education while they're working. And we want to accelerate this. Think about it as the democratization of higher education. There should be absolutely no barrier for anyone who wants to acquire higher education of geography or for fees. We are also putting in some great arrangements for microfinancing with a very social objective. So there should be no excuse or reason for someone to go in for higher education. I think many decades ago, literacy was the challenge for this country. I think we want to embark on a mission of getting everyone through the higher education channels. So sky's the limit, Jayashree.
Thank you, Jaideep. Prasun, would you like to add some more points to it? Jaideep?
Yeah, can you repeat what you asked?
I was just asking you in terms of, expanding Indian skill development system, how pretty sure you are, like, extend, what is the success ratio as part of this degree apprenticeship you are looking for?
I think when we see like the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity for us, and we are seeing that. And as I mentioned, a very basic thing that we don't have a digital database, having been 500 million workers in this nation, which is providing technology and specifically software solutions to global governments as well as corporates. So I think there is an opportunity and there is a resources. It's just we have to bridge the gap. We need to be frugal because the main thing, as we see today's event also, we are trying to bridge between a physical event and a set of users or attendees and in a virtual event also. So similarly, I think the challenges will be on implementation side. It's definitely will be successful because there is a need, there is an ask, and there is a big user base who is waiting for that.
Okay, thank you so much, Jaideep. Thank you, Nikhil, and thank you, Prasun. Now, time for us to wrap. It's been an honor to have you all three in our event. We are very delighted that we had an excellent panel able to discuss the event and touch upon some of the critical issues, especially the skill gap which the country is facing and pertaining to the degree apprentices, which are a great need of the hour. Thank you, Jaideep. Thank you, Prasun, and thank you, Nikhil. Looking forward to many more such collaborations and best wishes for your future endeavors. Thank you all.